Welcome back to the True Geordie Extra channel, the home of all me fight content. This weekend, it's Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier. We are going to be live on Twitch for the fight. We've got some friends of the show joining us. Vidal Riley will be there, for example. So be there with us on Twitch when the fights are on. But now, I'm going to react to the press conference and some of the interviews that the lads have been doing on the run-up to the fight. The lads, as if I'm mates with them. I mean, me mates, you know, they're just the lads. And this is our last chance to see if we can see anything to give us an indicator of who will win. Maybe they'll change my mind.
Introducing first, the sport's biggest superstar, the Irish Supernova, who's captured titles in 2 weight classes.
The Irish Supernova. I mean, could this be any more cliche of a fucking voice?
This is the notorious Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor, in person, live from the UFC press conference. Well, he looks $1 million. You cannot deny that. I mean, that's what we want. This is the McGregor show. I want Conor McGregor looking like $1 million in a suit, as if he's about to fucking own the whole UFC. I fucking love seeing the fans back. Like, you know, if Conor McGregor's just doing that without fans, it's not really good, is it? Like, it's just, I do that in the mirror all the time. It's really not impressive then. Fans make this. Conor's just thrown the hot sauce away. Ooh, you're odd, aren't you? I threw your hot sauce away. What are you going to do about it? I'll just get some more, really. They're mass-produced. There's plenty. All right, then. Well, fair enough. That does not make Conor look hard. Am I the only one who thinks that? Fuck. So we're saying already Conor's going to try and be the aggressor. Yeah, that's what we want. The problem is, once you've been Mr. Nice Guy, and then the other guy knocks you out, and then you try and be intimidating, sort of not going to have the same impact, is it? Like, let's be honest here. When Dustin's cracked you on the chin while you've been laying there on the floor, he's not going to be as intimidated. Dustin's just laughing. He's not intimidated in any way here, in my opinion. He's now making a point of removing all of the hots. Oh, it's the pettiest shit I've ever seen, but I love it. It's just the most childish bullshit ever.
Does the challenge change for you? I know the fight's the same, but with everything that's around it, does the challenge change for you in this one because of this?
Nah, not anymore.
Boo! He gives money to charity. Boo!
That's what it is, you know. If it's not calf kicks, it'll be something else. Takedowns or boxing that opens up calf.
You're getting walked like a dog in that octagon on Saturday night.
Bit of an outburst there from Conor.
You're only a little bitch. Your wife is your husband. Joe Lee's wife. Joe Lee's wife. Joe Lee's wife. Joe Lee's wife. You little bitch of a thing.
I'm just looking at Dustin here, and I'm just looking for signs that this may be bothering him in any way. If you look at his chest here, he does stop breathing. Quite heavy. I'm not reading too much into this, but it's just interesting to see how he reacts. But the fact that McGregor again is going to someone's family, it's harmless what he's saying, but it's still like, you just leave family out of this. You know what I mean? Ideally.
You used to be a lot better than that, man. The trash talk was a lot better than that. Fucking weak.
It ain't his best work. He's actually spot on there, Dustin.
Conor, we know you left the kids at home this time. Are they going to be watching on Saturday night, or are they not allowed to witness the violence you plan on delivering?
The fight will be about 5 in the morning on Irish time, so the kids will be asleep. They'll watch it in the morning when they wake.
It's good to hear McGregor ain't doing the whole daddy daycare thing again. I made a point of it a few times in the run-up to this fight. Like, last time, how the fuck can you be focused on war if you're handing out bottles and doing bath time and bedtime stories? It's fucking insane. Hopefully now we get the fully focused Conor, who is just certain on one thing, and that's going after Dustin Poirier.
When people think about you, they think about the guy who apologized to absolutely nobody. Is that guy here today, and will he be here on Saturday?
Some of the fucking questions, they're fucking terrible.
That night was the single greatest performance in UFC history, widely regarded. The night I won the 2nd world title in Madison Square Garden.
That night was 5 years ago. Since then, he's only won against Donald Cerrone. As easy a win you'll get in the UFC right now, to be honest with you.
This performance on Saturday night, I'm going to top it.
I think he's going to have to win. I think he's going to have to be at least as good as he was when he beat Eddie Alvarez. And the fact is Dustin also beat Eddie Alvarez. And he beat him at his own game, actually. He brawled with him. So it's going to take that. It's going to take elite level fighting to beat Dustin. He is the #1 ranked lightweight, aside from the champ, obviously.
My mindset, I'm back on the
the building sites now. I've a hard hat, a high vis, and 2 hammers in me hands. That's my mindset.
Okay, this is interesting because on the one hand, it could really work for him, and on the other hand, it could be terrible. He may be able to visualize he's back on that estate, the kid he was, the desperate builder who just wants a better life and will do anything to make it. I think if anyone can visualize that, it's probably him. And I know it's worked for other fighters. I remember Anthony Joshua used to rent a flat out, which was a lot more basic than what he had, just to get himself in that state of mind of being desperate and hungry. It could work, or he could be deluded and fooling himself into thinking that, you know, going backwards is the way to go forwards.
First question for Conor. Conor, they say that game recognizes game.
I really did not expect someone who sounds like that to be asking the question. Oh, looks like that. She's ready to go out afterwards. Fair play to her. Get your groove on, darling.
When you look at Dustin, does he feel like he's on your level?
It's weird because she looks like a sort of, you know, an older woman, but she sounds like an old woman. She sounds like a great grandmother.
He's not in the same stratosphere as me. The man looks disgraceful up here. He looks frail.
Dustin, he doesn't look fazed by this at all. Like, to say he looks frail, I mean, in that last fight, Dustin was like 176, according to him, after weighing in at 155. He is a huge lightweight. He does not look frail. Utter bollocks.
Conor, in the build-up to the last fight, you were unusually kind to Dustin. Now on fight week, it's the exact opposite. So when did that switch happen?
Because he got knocked the fuck out.
And no response from Conor. Interesting. That was the most powerful thing said today, because it's the truth. And the truth hurts. I know Conor's been saying a lot so far. Obviously, I wouldn't be biased towards Dustin because Conor is pretty much one of my favorite fighters, but you gotta call it like it is, you know? Like, Conor's been saying your wife is your husband. It's like average banter, that. Like, it really is not fucking... Whereas Dustin's just sticking with the facts, bro. I knock you the fuck out.
Not McGregor fast, McGregor sleep.
Ooh, he's not responding. He's not responding. This is a first. We have never, ever, in a press conference, seen someone say something like that to Conor and no response. Flawless victory there for Dustin Poirier in that moment. And that could be key. Those little things. I'm not writing off Conor, don't get me wrong, but that is a first. He's always got an answer. For the first time, he's in a trilogy where the guy he's fighting fucked him up last time out.
Conor said this week that you fought him scared in the last fight. I just want to get your reaction to that.
I have a healthy fear going into every fight. I know the dangers. I know I'm a human being, and if I make a mistake, it could be the last mistake in that fight, and I could wake up asking what happened. So I bring that into every fight.
You see, Dustin, he's speaking a lot like Tony Bellew did before the David Haye rematch. It really reminds me, he's just being very matter-of-fact, very calm, whereas the guy who lost last time being David Haye was over-emotional. He was making lofty promises, I'm going to get my revenge. Tony just stuck to the facts. Very relaxed, very calm. I like the state of mind Dustin's in right now. He fights his best like this.
You have won exactly one fight since Barack Obama was president.
Shut your mouth, I go down and smash your nose.
Conor.
The man in the pink jacket just said it loud and clear. Jesus.
It's one more fight I won than your little sissy ass, you little fanny pad.
I love the fact that Conor uses words like fanny. Americans just wouldn't say that. It's class, man. Conor's back is against a fucking wall here. Now more than ever. You got Dustin giggling away. You got people in the audience saying you've won one fight since 2 fucking presidents ago. Why should we believe in you? It's a fair question. He phrased it like a twat and to annoy Conor, but it's a fair statement. And that's where he's got to win a lot of people back this weekend. Otherwise, the proper 12, the Rolex flashing, putting on his Instagram, fucking look at me, fucking cars, whatever. That's not what we like you for. We never gave a fuck about that. You made us believe we could achieve our dreams through hard work and applying ourselves. If you're not going to do that, then all of the other shit means nothing. Don't get me wrong, he's set himself up for life. Good luck to him. I've got nothing against that. I think it's fantastic that he's managed to do that out of fighting. And he's raised the bar for the UFC, but you become a former legend at that point instead of someone who's the phenomenon that he was.
He said he's just putting his hammers on, his hard hat. My boots been strapped for the last 10 years.
It's a good point. Dustin's like, I ain't never been off the building site, bro. I've been working. And that's proof, because in the time Conor's had like 3 MMA fights, I think Dustin's had like 9. He is outworking him. And that's what happened in the last fight. All that work paid off. It doesn't mean Conor can't beat him if he works as hard. We just don't know he's going to do that. He's become the complacent rich guy in a lot of people's eyes. He can reverse that. It's in his control. Conor has the talent to win this fight, but does he have the work ethic?
So you knew the trash talk was coming this time around. How do you prepare for that?
I don't. I just don't care about this stuff anymore.
Good answer. I like that. Unfazed. That's what he needs to be. Last time he was in his flow state, he was having fun in there. You seen him pointing things out. This is the mind state Dustin needs to be in, not rattled by any of the aggression from Conor. Last minute intimidation tactics from McGregor. Don't think Dustin's phased in the fucking slightest, personally. So Conor's in California. He's apparently moved his whole training camp from Ireland to there. So this Dubai nonsense seems to be over and done with, thank God.
This right here is the McGregor Fast Fighting Corner. So these are all members of Team McGregor Fast, the guys that are putting in the work on the app.
I'm a McGregor fan, right? But I can't be the only one who sees the irony in him, of all fighters, being the one with the fitness app. I mean, of all of them, he is known probably the most for being great coming out of the gate and fading like fuck by the 3rd round. It's actually part of the game plan to literally make it to the 2nd round with McGregor, and you've instantly got a better chance.
I love to do it. I love a fight. I love a knock. You know what I mean? So I'm buzzing for it. I'm excited to get in here. You know, I've got the adjustments to make. It's a nice technical one.
You see, when I hear him talking like this, it fills me with confidence, because he looks like he's there to have fun and enjoy the process, enjoy the work, and he's talking about making technical adjustments. That's where I'm like, this is music to my ears. All of that aggression, it worries me that it's too much like the Khabib press conference, where he was clearly over-aggressive because he knew what a threat Khabib was. It felt very much like Ronda when she went over the top with Holly Holm. It was because she was frightened. Anger can be there to disguise that fear. He must be a little bit more frightened than what he was, that's for sure, because the guy chinned him in the last fight. But that attitude is just what I want to hear.
I'm where I am. I'm grateful. I'm proud of where I am and what I've achieved, but there's a lot more left in me. I'm still very young. I'm very fresh in the game. So I'm going to prove how dangerous I am, because trust me, in the mindset I'm in, I'm really, really dangerous. This man is not, it's not going to be pretty what's going to happen to this man in here.
The only question of all of this talk from Conor is he saying this because he really believes it, or is he saying this to convince himself? Because it's been years since we've seen Conor McGregor look like a really dangerous competitor at the top level. At his age, that 5 years that he has basically wasted in not training enough, not fighting enough, piss farting around, beating people up in pubs, clearly doing a lot of shit he shouldn't have been doing and partying for the vast majority of that 5 years. Those could have been the golden years. He could have spunked them right up the fucking wall. So I hope he's right, because it would be fucking sad if at such a young age Conor was considered done at the top level.
You know, I feel almost pity for some people in the game, to be honest. I had a little bit of pity for Dustin. You know, he's been around many years. You know, it's not a pretty game for a lot of people in this business, and I just came back and, you know, wanted to be respectful and, you know, give the dues, and, you know, that this time, you know.
He's softened up. Life softened him up, and he's realised it now, and he realises that the fight game is no place for a nice guy.
What did he do that made you
just
say
a few things, you know, just a few things.
You're on national television. Tell us how. What are those?
It's been noted throughout the build-up with certain things, with certain discussions we've had, and just shady behaviour. I'm not in the business of explaining any of it, but no, the man is going to pay for it.
So basically what Conor's alluding to here is the charity issue, which Conor McGregor said to Dustin pre-fight, I'm going to give you $500,000 for your Fight Foundation charity. Dustin wins, asks where the money is. Conor saying, oh, we need to know where all the money goes, we need an explanation, yada yada yada. That wasn't part of the deal. Conor never said at the start, if you give me a plan to show me where all the money goes, I'll donate. No. He just said, I'll donate. No questions asked. I'm in a good mood. Conor gets knocked out and post-fight doesn't want to donate. Ends up donating to some other charity. He doesn't want to explain this because Conor hasn't got a leg to stand on here. I don't want to come across as a Conor hater, but I'm just fair is fair. If you tell a man you're donating to his charity, donate to his fucking charity. You can't then start using technicalities to back out of it because he beat you. I think he's trying to convince himself in his own mind, I'm the good guy, Dustin's the bad guy, he made me look bad. No, you made you look bad, actually. And that's just common sense. Credit to Stephen A for pushing him, though. I know he's had a lot of criticism, but as an interviewer here, he's doing a better job than most of pushing Conor a little bit. Even Ariel Helwani, like, is a great journalist, but his relationship with Conor is so important that sometimes you don't see Conor challenged like this.
My record in mixed martial arts competition is 19 wins and 1 loss. I only count knockouts.
Sorry, what? Conor just making his own rules up here. I love it.
The only thing that's final in this business is a knockout. All the other the decisions, the taps, all that means nothing to me. I'm coming to take a man's head off.
Look, I like that. I like the fact that Conor loves knockouts. I mean, Lord knows I do. But when you say things like that, you sound delusional. The way Dustin Poirier is talking is just very much common sense in the real world. And when Conor says things like, I only count knockouts, yeah, but that's not true, though. I know this is bravado and it's just for the show, but still.
I look at it and I say to myself, right now, Conor McGregor, you don't want to stand straight up with him still because he'll put you to sleep. He'll knock you out. But if you grapple him, if you calf kick him, he fought Floyd Mayweather. He was talking about fighting Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
He's addicted to the knockout, addicted to striking. Yeah. If you go away from that, that's how you beat Conor McGregor. To that you say what?
Try it now. Try it now. You know what I mean? This is I'm opening up the targets. Opening up the toolbox.
That's an interesting response. Try it now, because that's one of my fears. There's some clear holes in McGregor's game and a real blueprint how to beat him now. Unless he plugs those holes, it's gonna keep happening. So he needs to have fucking worked hard on this.
That's right. I'm back on the building sites now, Stephen. I'm back on the building sites. That's my mindset. Yes. I'm Forbes, the highest paid athlete on the Forbes list this year, but now in my mind I'm back on the sites.
He's saying this in a lot of interviews by the looks of it. Is like, this is my mentality now. I'm back there. I'm back in that place. And again, it's great to hear that that's the work ethic he's calling upon, but also it's just not reality. Same as the I only count knockouts. This is an interesting interview to watch. I haven't seen this yet. John Kavanagh basically single-handedly convinced me last time this was McGregor's fight because of him saying this is the best Conor I've ever seen. And John talks a lot of sense. And yeah, he got that wrong, but I still really want to hear his opinion because I really respect him. He's a very level-headed guy, very knowledgeable, and he's one of the main reasons Conor's got where he's got.
I feel this one's a little bit different. We all came out here without our significant others.
No shagging for Team McGregor. We'll see if that works.
His evolution is continuous. He tries different approaches, and I feel he's gone back to the best approach. It is reminiscent. He mentioned the Eddie fight in New York, and I feel the build-up for this has been similar to that one.
Okay, so John is likening the approach to the Eddie Alvarez fight, which I think would be music to the ears of a lot of McGregor fans. That is the best way to fight a guy like Dustin. I think Eddie and Dustin have a little bit in common in that they both brawl a little bit. They're both tough as nails. I think Dustin's obviously a better fighter than Eddie. That's why he beat him. You're going to have to be on your toes, on the back foot, countering at times, you know, not letting the shin get smashed in and all of that shit. Like, you know, light on your feet was the main thing. But when he plants and he sees the opening, devastating.
What were your thoughts on the leg kicks in the first fight, and how have you addressed it going into this one?
Yeah, it was a great tactic by the guys. They had spotted something and they exploited it, and well done. That's being solved. No more card tricks. It's down to just fighting now. All
right, that sounds good from John. It's the kind of preparation you want. It's the addressing the leg kicks. It's John being jovial like he always is, but you can see he's taking this seriously. There's an undertone of, I know how important this is to the legacy of Conor. If he wins this, we're back on for a title shot. If he loses this, we might never see him fight for a title again. It could be the beginning of what people class as the end. So that's what you want to hear.
Honestly, the stuff he's doing, it might be more for him than it is for me. Maybe he needs that. He needs to feel that he's that guy.
That's a great bit of analysis from Dustin. It shows that Dustin is not being emotional here. He's not taking it personally. He's saying this is for him. He needs to G himself up and be the aggressor in order to get him to fight his best, whereas I just know me now, and that's not going to work on me anymore. He seems in the perfect frame of mind here, Dustin.
Like I said, talking to Brett, I feel insecurity, you know?
Sure.
He's worried. The pressure's on him. This is just another fight for me. Of course, it's a big one. But him, everything he's built himself up to, you know, you go out there and get beat up twice by me, get stopped again. I mean, it's not good. It's not good for business.
Dustin is saying all of the right things here. This is just common sense. It's being honest. It's not delusional at all. It's just the truth. And the truth is often more brutal than anything Conor is doing or saying here, in my opinion. In terms of all the build-up, this hasn't really swayed me. Like, I think Dustin is in a really good place mentally as someone who won the last fight. Seems very calm, very confident, which is the best version of Dustin. Conor, I think, will give everything he's got left in this fight, which is really exciting in a way, because there is a chance that he comes back and looks amazing and goes for a title shot. But there's also a chance that Dustin does it again and puts an end to any title shot ideas for Conor McGregor and really leaves us with an answer as to, is Conor ever going to return to being the best Conor? Personally, I fully believe Conor can win this fight, and I wouldn't be surprised if either man knocked the other guy out in the first 2 rounds. It is, you know, they're both highly skilled and absolute beasts. They're both legends. Conor's trash talk, as if you want to call it that, feels more forced than before, and because we've seen him be so nice, then get knocked out and then try to be this angry guy, it's harder to buy into for me. And some of the things he's saying about only counting knockouts, it's just a little bit forced. Whereas Dustin, I prefer his state of mind, if I'm honest. Doesn't mean Dustin's going to win. Either man can win, and if Conor brings back that vintage Conor performance, he will win, in my opinion. I do think Conor has the bigger ceiling in terms of his level and how high he can fight at. As I said in many videos now, on the BT video, on my preview, you know what you're getting with Dustin Poirier, and he does not look shaken at all. So I'm sticking with my pick of Dustin, but I'm excited to see what Conor brings, because if he turns up in the mood and it's vintage Conor, we're going to get fireworks. All right, I think this is my last video before the fight. We will be live for UFC 264 on Twitch. The link for that is in the description below. If you haven't already, you can follow us on Twitch. We'll be live during the fights. Come and hang out, leave your comments, get involved. Vidal Riley and a couple of other special guests will be there. We'll see you. Like, subscribe, and I'll catch you later.